Welcome everyone to Datu Tim and PG Ty for the FMATalk Chronicles. I'm a little off today because this is our first special night. It's a Friday night edition. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. Okay, maybe not. And this is the first of our Balintawak series. Boom, boom, boom. So there we go. And look, PG Ty is wearing one of our guest shirts, Grandmaster Tye Botting, Grandmaster. Oh, wait a minute! I just you. Oh, the latest Grandmaster. Oh my goodness!
Now Roland's gonna give me crap.
Grandmaster Roland will definitely give you grief on that. So, but you're wearing. Let me see here. Who is that? GM Bobby Taboada. Why do I know that name?
That guy. So, but today is the first of our Balintawak series. I'm not sure if this is going to be a weekly. It's kind of like hit or miss, a lot of different things. But before we begin, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Well, one of which, man, he's becoming our newest stalker. Here it is, Frank Schakowsky. He's here every time. I miss Chris Davison. Chris used to be here all the time. Well, and Jeremy was stalking us first.
Jeremy's the stalker. Yep. Yeah, I think they're rivaling for the number one. And one of these two are going to be the fan club president. I don't know. Maybe they're co-president. There you go.
We could issue a certificate.
There we go. We'll have a title.
There you go.
So last week you weren't here. So we called you on the show. We could, hey, what? Life happens. We know. And I already knew that you might not be able to make it because of going away. And one of the things we're going to be talking about this weekend is where we went. Mm-hmm. But what we had on the show, and hey, May, how you doing?
Magandang umaga.
All right. What we announced was that Vulpes Training started the Datu series. And I am proud to announce, because I was chatting with Chris today, his number one seller at the moment, wait for it, double D, Datu's Da.
Nice. Okay.
So what I want to talk to him about, and Chris, if you're listening, there is the single Da, and then there's the double Da. So if it's Datu, that would be a triple D, Datu double Da. So that's a downsize. It's about a 30-inch blade, or 30-inch overall. So, but you can do double Das. We can talk more about it. It's sort of like the Krabi Krabong. It's the Burmese version of that. But I want to talk about our sponsors, and Vulpes Training is one of them. You can see them on Etsy. And currently, for the Datu series, there's a 10% discount. And all sales in the United States, free shipping in the continental U.S. I'm not sure about Alaska and Hawaii. You have to check with that. Also, I think he's got a Christmas sale going on as well. Now, I know the Datu series sale, I think December 3rd is the end of that. And if you want it in time for the holiday, make sure you order it as soon as you can. These are phenomenal trainers. We also want to thank the Modern East University as one of our trainers, and as our feature event, the 65th anniversary of Modern Arnis Camp. So that's going to be this May 20th through 22nd. So it is our premier event. So we'll talk about that as hopefully no one gets sick of us talking about that. But listen, so today we've got a couple unique hosts. Well, let's bring one on and let me see, who shall we bring on first? How about the big guy? Okay, so, and you can introduce him. Here we go. Our new friend, or not a new friend, he's an old friend, but new to the show, second appearance.
Master Rich Parsons. Hey.
Master Rich Parsons. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Appreciate
it. You're in Michigan, right?
Yes.
How's that going?
It's doing well here. Although recent reported we're a hot spot, but so is whole Midwest North. So we don't know if it was the recent weather breaks.
Is that a killer bee hotspot?
Yep.
Killer bees. Hornets. Okay. All right. Got to watch out for those.
Murder hornets.
All right. And then your lineage. Well,
Trained with Punong Ted.
Yeah, Punong Ted Botting. Yeah, a good, and we have a friend of Punong Ted Botting coming on the show as well. So, and Ty is that fanboy. So, Ty, since you're wearing the shirt, why don't you do the intro?
Let's see. Let me read my shirt here. I think we've got someone waiting in the wings. GM Bobby, you over there? You out there?
GM Bobby.
How you doing?
You there?
Yeah. Oh boy,
Can the internet handle all this guapo-ness at once?
it's very shiny.
That's right.
All right, Craig Mason is on. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen." I don't know who he's talking about. And defensive tactics system. I don't know who that is, but please,
Good deal.
whoever you are, I'll have to look that channel up. Thanks for signing in. Now, listen, for those who are watching this, if you're watching this live on Facebook and you can't watch the whole thing, check our YouTube channel. Please, always, if you can, subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification button, and by all means, feel free to share our videos wherever you feel appropriate. Oh, it's Bill from Guam. Hey, Bill. How you doing? Oh, my goodness. I haven't talked to Bill in a long time.
Nice.
All right. So people all the way from Guam. We have people from the Philippines. Not you, Bobby, the other guy. May De Leon is here from the Philippines saying hello. We got people from Canada, which is Craig and Jeremy and Craig. Usually we have people from third world countries known as Kentucky, but I don't think Todd's going to be here tonight. No, wait, who do we got here? Patrick Schmidt. That's a lot of Balintawak. Yep. Almost more Balintawak than you can shake a stick at, but not us. We got plenty of sticks to shake. So
how you guys doing?
Doing good. How you been, Ty?
Hanging up. GM Bobby, how are you doing?
I'm okay. It's very good.
Good.
Jane.
So why don't we, Ty? Why don't you tell everybody where we were a couple weeks ago, or
Where were we?
Not this week.
There was this guy. He was having a bunch of people around, and we thought we'd crash it, and then he let us. So
I
that
don't
was
know
really
what
good.
man. This guy's crazy to let you and I through the door.
I know.
Yeah, I can see you, possibly me, but the two of us together. Hey, John Soriano.
All right,
I don't know about the two of us together. If that's such a
Well, I think with all the people around to delude us, that was good. There was a ton of people.
Who was there? I mean, who's this guy that let you stop over?
That's GM. There's a guy, Grandmaster Bobby Taboada.
Bobby Taboada. And it was a birthday camp, right?
World birthday camp, yes.
But you know what? I know why.
Leveled up.
I know why he had us there. It was a setup. It was a three-way duel. Think about this. It was the June and Paul show was there.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse from FMA
That's
Pulse.
Right. That's right.
And you and I from FMA Talk.
That's
now,
right.
There was a throwdown, and I want to tell you something. You and I are still here.
I don't know where they are.
Do you know where June and Paul is?
Nobody's seen them since, I heard.
And we haven't heard from Jesse either. So, you know what? All I got to do is say, drop the knife. That's how we roll here on FMA Talk.
No, but it was really good. So a lot of my, I have a lot of friends that are in studying with GM Bobby, and I have them partly because of that. One of them's here on, in the group on the side there, John Soriano. So, part of it is a family. We were glad to be part of the celebration and the family there.
I am so happy that you coming, Tim and Ty. It's really mean to me, my birthday, and then you come and give a little teach down there. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, I got to thank you. I mean, anytime.
You know what? It is really hard to find a friend like you, man, or everybody. So.
Well, thank you, Manang Bobby. I know, Ty and I love coming and visiting, and anytime you give us the opportunity to share. This is your show. Now, for those out there who haven't been to Bobby's camp, let me tell you something. So, this was a smaller camp. It was only 80 people, which stateside, those are huge numbers. Mm-hmm. When we were at his 70th birthday camp, let me see. I see they put the good-looking guys at the bottom of the screen. No. It's the top.
I think it's about 112 or something.
112 for the birthday. Right. For the 70th. That was huge, and a lot of people there. So I mean, you've consistently for FMA, not Jeet Kune Do, but for FMA seminars, consistently have some of the bigger events in the country, if not the world. Mm-hmm. Definitely in the States. The numbers, I mean, and I'm talking pre-COVID too. So, and listen,
Grandmaster Bob, for those who don't know, Grandmaster Bobby doesn't need to give anyone any mat time. He's the Grandmaster. He is the leading ambassador for Balintawak. To give people like us the opportunity to teach at his event in front of his people. I mean, that shows, I mean, how caring and sharing is that, So I always, and then, and he's used a lot of us too. Like when we were at the birthday camp, he would call everybody up to get them engaged. So people say, oh, who's this guy? Who's that guy? Who's the other guy? Remy used to do that all the time, but then also to give the floor to let others teach. That's amazing. So, and he lets all of his instructors teach, because you know what? I know how important it is for a student to see their teacher up in front of everybody in the room. And Bobby does this. Bobby does this all the time with people from all different systems. Okay, and then he's our Punong in Balintawak. Yes, he is.
Nice.
But once again, it's thank you for the opportunity to share the stuff that in this year, what Punong Ted has shared with us, like Rich and myself, being able to share with your people as well. So, okay, I'm gonna look at some comments here. So, Ty, please.
Sure. You got the comments? Okay.
Yeah, I got that going on here.
Oh, I think everybody can read that. No, it's a good deal. I don't know who Eagle is, but yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's I would agree too. So one of the things of getting your FQIs to share.
We lost Bobby. That wasn't me.
Hopefully he'll come back. But getting his FQIs to share is a good deal. Hey, PG Sam.
What I'm going to do is open up Facebook on my other window, so in case he tries to. Oh, actually, what I should do is my messenger. Give me just one moment. I'm gonna.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, and so let's get to Master Rich here. So, what kind of things you've been doing? I know that you went a few years back. Was it a few years back? You went to the big gathering that GM Sambuat had.
Yeah, out in Arizona, where he invited a bunch of people, Balintawak and West Coast proficiencies, and Jeet Kune Do as well.
That's one I didn't get to go. Any cool highlights you can share for that? I know you got to present. I'm sure that went gangbusters. You got any cool stories, or and you covered Punong Ted's material, right?
Yeah, we covered Punong Ted's material. Each of the main Balintawaks are teaching their version or style of their lineage. The one of the interesting things was when Diana Lee and Ron Balicki showed up. They were very welcoming to everybody else who has already been there and who was also teaching. And they could have walked in and said, "Look, we just got off of a set in Hollywood, kiss our feet." But instead, they came in and greeted everybody, worked with everybody, and were very polite, and were just part of the overall organization and show for Sam, which was very nice for him.
Yeah, that's cool. And obviously you and GM Bobby know each other as well.
Yes. GM Bobby tried tracking me down. We couldn't meet in Grand Rapids one year, so it took us a couple more years to be able to meet at Ted's. And he took me aside at June's event there, and the first one, we had a very good talk. I appreciated him spending the time with me and the information he shared about him, Remy, and Balintawak in general. And so it was very, very important to me.
And then lastly, I think we got the overlap so we shouldn't the three-way overlap. We also, of course, I think we went to some islands and we saw each other.
Well, yeah, I think we went to the Philippines, where there was Manila, Mactan, Cebu, Dumaguete, which was over on tons of little islands and cities. There was planes, trains, and automobiles.
And the requisite Balintawak Street, of course.
Of course. And Bobby was key in getting us there.
Yep.
And let me see here. So Terrell says, good evening, gentlemen.
GM
And
Terrell.
Craig Mason says that was a great trip. Actually, that trip to the Philippines was awesome.
It was a very wonderful trip.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, that was 2019, right? No,
15.
2019, I think.
2017. What?
2019.
Let me see here.
No, 18, I think.
18 or something like that. Because I went, the last couple times I went multiple. Let me see here. I'm actually, as we speak, well, you guys talk. I'm going to be right back.
Anyway, napakagandang oras. Anyway, great times.
What are you talking?
Chinese. Everyone should know that if you're trying to learn Filipino, watch out because Bobby will help you more than you know.
No, can hardly understand Filipino words now, man. I'm American now.
You are American. Yep.
Just call me Bobby Bronson now.
There you go. Nice. Nice. Well, cool. While Tim's doing stuff, do you guys have anything you want to say or announce? And we'll recap at the end of the session too. But I want to make sure that people get some info. If you need to get anything out right now, it'd be a good time.
Me?
Yeah, you or Rick.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're working this book about my real life story. We've been doing this for 2 years already. I'm glad that it will be finished maybe next year for the the second or third book. We do it. There's a three books on this thing. It's too many. Lots of people give a testimony. Yeah. So I'm glad that's nearly done. Maybe 12 months from now.
Nice. You'll make a big announcement, hopefully. I'll probably want to get a copy for sure.
Not yet.
Okay. Cool.
That's it. I have to demonstrate it first.
Okay.
So this was 2016.
Wow.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I had to double check. There's.
Because that's where you made the movie that
Yes.
Fighting Stick of Our Needs, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, if you look, okay, we'll get that. Okay, let me get back to you here in a moment here. So I will go back to this because I have some good pictures from our trip.
Datu's going to correct the title name because,
as you said, how it says Fighting Sticks of Our Niche, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's
turn it to the side.
That's bullshit. It's Fighting Sticks of Modern Arnies. So that's the original. So I was originally talking to someone on this, and this is like, oh, that was the Balintawak documentary. That was not a Balintawak documentary.
No.
Okay, let's talk about this. This was Tim and company's excellent trip to the Philippines. John from Empty Mind Films reached out to me and said, hey, I hear you're going. I go, sure, no problem. Yeah. I go, well, I'd like to go with and, do some videos. Oh, well, I can make some introductions. No, I want to follow you around. So it's sort of like that Fight Quest or whatever, Human Weapon or whatever the show was that they went around. But the difference was we weren't going to fight and we weren't in the way of the documentary. So, but it was, we went to, chronologically, they got it wrong. We really started in landing and training Panantukan right at the hotel. We went to Quiapo, met a bunch of people there. We went to the Cavite to do some Kuntao, came back up, did some stuff with Rodel, went to Arnie's village eventually to meet with Rodel. We went to Negros we went to Cebu, hooked up with Bobby. Bobby took us to Nick's, did some sticks at Nick's. We went to where Magellan got his butt whooped by Lapu Lapu.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully because of Manang Bobby taking us there. So we got to go here and check this out. Got up at some god-awful hour in the morning to hop on a bus to go to a ferry and that's a boat, by the way. Go on a ferry to Dumaguete, which is in the bottom part of Negros, which, by the way, No one was there to pick us up that were supposed to pick us up, but that's another story. Find a bus, get to the festival. We're there for a couple hours. Drop Bobby off in the photographer. We go up to Negros, or we go up to Henigran to go visit Remy and Ernesto's grave, as well as spend time with Roberto. Tells us he's not going to be going to the festival. Come back down to the festival. Everyone tells us Roberto's going to be there. No, he told us otherwise. Who walks through the door? Roberto. Do some teaching, do some whatever. Then we shoot back to the Philippines or Manila. And then I think we went to Arnis Village,
right.
Did the park, did Luneta Park. Luneta Park during the day, quality guys. Luneta Park during the night, freak show and some good guys. A street brawl breaks out with like 30 people. And when they're fighting, we're thinking sticks, knives, Indiana Jones kind of bullshit. No, they're picking up stones and bricks.
It rhymes with sticks.
It does. And then somehow end up on a flight home, and they let us back in the country. Woo.
With all the weapons we brought back.
Yeah, you didn't bring it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Wait a minute. So first of all, we got some people here. So, yes, 2016, we already figured out, Craig. And yep. Bill, how you doing, Bill?
Nice to hear from
you. Hey, Bill.
Okay, good job, PG Ty. Now, here we go. Now, here's one of the people we visited in the Philippines.
Yep.
Unyo Lanata, the inheritor of Lanata Kuntao, who's a good friend of ours.
Magandang umaga.
You and I need to talk about some stuff for the future. All right, so greetings from the Philippines. Hello, Datu Tim, Master Ty, Master Rich, and to GM Bobby Taboada, Pugai, everyone. And then we have, wait for it, most definitely want a copy of the book. Okay, the book, yep. Right.
He's already sold, I think, 10 just now.
Okay, yeah. And then, by the way, if you're looking for this, you can get it on a digital download from Empty Mind Films, or you can buy the DVD. But the DVD only plays on the DVD player, I find. It's very temperamental. Well, I don't want to say it doesn't play. It's temperamental on a computer. Okay, so we go to, sounds like the typical Filipino adventure. Why, yes, it was. Mm-hmm. And then, wait a minute, here we go. Arnis Lumpia? Is that a new system?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds very tasty. Oh, wait a minute. And we got another good friend here. Wait for it. Boom, Brian Corey, brother.
Right. Hey, Brian.
And then definitely, I already have Fighting Sticks video. Okay, all right. So he wants a book.
There we go.
And I owe someone a forward for their book. We'll get into that later.
But anyway, how did we get off Balintawak? See,
we're still this off Balintawak. It's the big adventure. It's a 2016 adventure.
Rich, you're supposed to keep us on track.
Oh, cats hurting.
Balintawak cats.
Squirrel.
There you go.
So, like I said, this is kind of this. Okay, so sometimes we have questions we write. This isn't one of those times.
No.
This is just, it's the first of the Balintawak series, and it's the first foursome quartet.
Right.
Sounds
there you go. That sounds better.
It's a quartet.
But this one's organic. Just Balintawak friends.
Balintawak buddies. Double B.
Hanging out.
Okay. So I want to talk about a couple things. I have some things up my craw that I want to, comments that are made, and I want to just clarify some things. I'm not going to get political any more than I normally do. But here's the thing. Okay, so listen. So we have down that way, there's Master Rich, and then below me is GM Bobby. Okay, so GM Bobby, grouping systems. Master Rich, ungrouped. I take more of a hybrid approach. I was a classmate of Master Rich's, direct student of GM or GM Manang Ted, but Brian Corey and others in Bobby's family helped me understand the grouping, so we have a common language we can speak, like a Rosetta Stone. And I've done all the groupings. I'm not all that good at them. Okay, that's why you go to the Philippines several times before. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And then what do we got here? Okay, Tim, look forward to meet and talk to you. God bless. Okay, thank you. So we have a couple different approaches. I take more of a hybrid approach with so Rich does the original ungroup, Bobby does the group. I do a little of both. My primary thing is the Praces Sarnice, the modern and Praces Sarnice, but I love my Balintawak because Modernese is heavily influenced by Balintawak. And when we were at Bobby's camp, it gave us some opportunities, some good insight. And I want to talk about that as the evening goes on. But here's the question. One question I have. Who I want to hear from both of you. I have my opinion on this. Who created Balintawak? And we'll start off with, wait for it, Bobby Taboada.
Me.
That's what I thought. See, that's what I thought. I thought you were the founder of Anton Bacon's Balintawak Eskrima.
It's right on the shirt. I mean,
There it is. You've got the shirt. So the founder of Balintawak is Bobby Taboada.
Taboada. Okay. Now, I learned that from maybe fourth generation, like Chupilo Villas, third or fourth generation, and Attorney Villasen, also Tinong Ibanez, and Chong Bacon. Okay. What we do there is we're gonna train a lot inside. Then when we get good at it, then they pass us to the next instructor like Attorney Villasen. You go there, you check, and then after that, then sometimes they will come like Tinong Ibanez to our school. Then they train us. Then after that, once you're good, then now you're ready for Ansong Bakon. All right, so that's what we do.
Okay.
And I don't really know about the original or something like that, because my history now is when I started, my real life story, when I started Balintawak. All right, because that is what I love so much, my grandmaster, my maestro. Right. Well, forget about that grandmaster at the moment because there's no grandmaster before. We only called him maestro or guru, teacher. I don't heard any grandmaster before except chess game, like Grandmaster Fitzgerald or Grandmaster Tori for the chess game, and never heard about Balintawak Grandmaster or any kind of Grandmaster. So that's what I grew up. This was late 1960s. So, but I trained a little bit from my father also. We called it Indangan system, which is I don't really like because it's always fighting, and then they fight at night with just the moon shine like that because we don't have any electricity. It's just underneath the underneath the trees down there. So I learned from my father, and well, from that, then when I really like boxing, so I started boxing, and then a little bit of that, and I go to the ring for like 3 rounds. It's not much. Maybe I have 2-3 fights, and the price before is just like 60 pesos. No, 30 pesos with 3 rounds.
wow.
And then 30 pesos, how much? That maybe 10, 20 cents or something like that. And I go for 4th round one time and I get bigger, like 60 pesos. So that's it, my journey there. But after that, thinking about there is a karate arrived at Shutokan karate. And I saw them practicing outside and just jumping with that little ball that they hang in and then do plank kicks. I like that plank kick so much. That's why we practice that, and we just read a book, a little book, and then we read that the Shutokan that we practice, and then we found one instructor. I forget his name already. It's too long time already. So we practice that. Then I'm good to that. I thought that was I can make a lot of money because it's new, like karate. You know, people loves it. And then, well, when I found out it's only troopies, a little troopies, and you know, so I stopped that too. But I keep doing it because I like it. So then go to Balintawak.
And
Then
you
my-
said you said you were, you know, you had original instructors. What was the order of the, who did you start with in Balintawak first, and then who did you go to next and next and next?
Yeah. I'm working at the time in the admin appliances, which is like a janitor, and then some cleaning up the air conditioners, and that's why we delivered that piano.
Hmm.
Delivering piano, refrigerators, or anything, TV. I know how to. I know how to fix uh, uh, antennas, parallel antenna, inline antenna, or something like that. You know, and I know how to do that without going to school.
Mhm.
And then cleaning the conditioner and just actual thing, you know. And then delivering piano. Actually, my delivery partner before is Undo Cabone from La Ponte.
Oh, from okay.
Oh yeah, we delivered together piano. Yeah,
Small world.
we delivered piano. Three of them at the top. I'm at the bottom, only one, just me.
Hmm.
Because I am a strong guy, right? So at that, then sometimes we drinking outside. Now I just killing this because it is real, you know. Outside that appliances center during afternoon, like 5 o'clock start. And then here comes Bobby Tabimina and Chito Billis walking down, you know, because that job that I have is just near. I didn't know that it's just nearby the Balintawak International. Right? So we always doing like this because we know that they're stick fighters, you know. So they know also that I'm a boxer. Then they stop by. We call them. Okay, we give them. This is after the school, Bobby Tabimina school, right? Then we give them, offer them the drinks. Drink a little bit, drink like that. Then I asked Bobby, I said, what is Balintawak? Like that. Oh, stick fighting. And he likes to demonstrate straight away, you know.
Okay.
So then he demonstrate. And they don't have any sticks, so they just get the little pin. Him and Chito Villas. Because there's no stick. They just play with the, you know, pick a little things, you know, and God, I like it because it's just like boxing. Boom, boom, like that. So I said, I want to learn that. So that is why Bobby Tabimina is the one really who make me encouraged to go to Balintawak. Then I go to Balintawak. I I was also uh, like out of the job already because it's bankrupt or something.
Hmm.
And I go there and stay at their place, a village place. So they teach me 1 to 12 for how many weeks and weeks? 1 to 12, 1 to 12 basic strikes. Always, you know. And somebody stand up there, new also, older than me anyway. They stand up there and teach me how to, where is deliver, one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, you know. So I learned that. And then after that, the 12 depends on counter. In control. Everything is in control. Up to- until you get faster and faster, but all control. I don't even know how to fight because it's all control. Stop and stop, stop and stop. How can you learn that?
Mhm.
I like sparring,
Mhm.
but you see, when you do some sparring, we get sneaky around there, and then mostly the wife of Mr. Billis will show that sparring. Oh boy, you're gonna be in trouble because she's the top woman. Even Billis cannot pull her up. Yeah, that's real.
Mhm.
And the only favorite of that Mrs. Billis is Zach Taco.
Mhm.
That is, they're good friends, Mrs. Billis.
Okay.
So anyway, So I trained there, and then I look at these other people doing the grouping system. I said, I'm already 8 months there. I really like to learn that grouping system, but they don't let me, they don't teach me grouping system because I am very show off. Because I like showing off. Okay. Why I did show up at the time? Because while they're practicing, I really like to learn that grouping, but they don't teach me. Then I have to show my karate. High kick, pow, pow, high kick there, high kick there, punching in the trees, tada, like that. Just to show them, to let them impress me, So Billy's come up to me and said, what is that? And then I said, oh, that's Shotokan karate. And he said, how do you block if I punch you this in boxing function? Then I do my karate. I do the blocking like this, and then cha, and then give a high kick, like that. And sometimes I stay my foot at the top just to show off, and then take it out quick like that, just to showing off that I have a good kick, a side kick. And then I end up, he keeps doing that to me, and end up I was in the pigsty, bleeding and everything like that. I said, what did you do to me? And he said, phew. I said, and then I behaved myself after that. I just stay there, and and then one time, like 8 months, there was a YMCA invited Mr. Billis to demonstrate, because Billy is one of the board of directors of the YMCA. So I did. He committed it, and that is for the next day, like Saturday. And then he come home. He tries to find people to partner with him. His partner mostly is Dr. Bin Marapaw, left-handed Marapaw, the critters guy. He's a really good friend of mine too, because he knows everything, the grouping system and everything like that. He knows that. That's why, maybe because they're paying, I did not. That's why they told him, I'm the poorest man in that thing, training there. And then he look at where's Bin Marapaw? And everybody goes there, he's just putting their head down like this, Otherwise, if they go, they said Bin Marapaw is out of town, he's in Bohol. Oh my God. Once I need them, they're not here. Where are these people? Like that. He was really upset because he committed it, So now, every time he look at everybody like that, and I can notice that they do like this. They don't look at him, otherwise they're gonna pair with him. And we know how brutal he is, My God, man, that's the time that I'm just so lucky, or just miracle for me. Why I say this? I said, why don't you pair with me? Like that. And then he looked at me and said, what can you do? I said, just demonstrate, just hit me any way you want. I just block myself just to show the crowd that how the Balintawak fight, like that. Hit me any way you want. Okay, prepare for tomorrow. Like that. So there's no rehearsal. I cannot sleep that night because I'm scared, and then the next day we did go there, and he said, we're going. They announced, okay, Maestro Chupilo Billis and his dummy. My name before is Dummy, not Bobby. So, God, man, once I step on that floor at YMCA like a basketball, a big one, like a mini coliseum. My God, man, I was so nervous. I feel like I'm walking in the air. I just, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? I saw the crowd the first time I demonstrated with the master, my maestro. So we did go there. We bow. We don't know how to bow before. We just do like this. like that. We don't know. There is no bowing before, right? So now we face each other. We go bow, and then we bow the crowd like that, and then it starts. And then the basic before is this, just basic. Basic. It's not there yet. It's just basic like this, right? So he said, "Are you ready?" I said, "Yes, sir." Okay. Then he started giving me. I know I did really good myself, but he thinks that I did not.
Right.
I was not there, really. My God, man, it's different. Mostly when there is lots of crowds in it. Oh boy, he hit me one time in the head, man. Pow! I can feel like all the blood coming down inside, like that. So I wake up. Then I start blocking. I just blocking quick now. I just wake up, and he keep playing and then hitting me hard, a lot on that. Right? So I did really good because people are applauding. People likes to see blood, that not choreograph. Billis doesn't like choreograph. Then there's the time because he cannot hit me anymore. I found it out, how to block it.
Perfect.
He hold my stick, or like that. Then I hold his hand also. And we end up doing like this in the crowd. And then he is very quick. He just move his hand, right hand. He transfer at the back like this. He transferred that at the back here and use his left side and striking me all over my body and face until I drop down and slimy blood to the ground. Once he transferred at the back, that's why I put that in my shadow fighting form. They think that is only that. No, I just get it from my grandmaster, how he transferred.
Okay.
Which is really, really useful.
Okay.
And then people are coming down like very hurried. They're shaking hands with Billis. Oh, sir, that is really good, really good. And everybody's looking at me. They go, oh my God, look at what happened to that. Oh my God, oh my God. That's what I get. But I'm very happy because the show was, it's good. I did not wipe my blood just to show everybody. I'm show off. I was partner with my grandmaster, like that. And all our students there was watching. I can feel it like good on you, something like that, because I am very show off. And when we get home to the school, sitting down in everybody's chair, that was really nice here. Oh yeah. And then Billy said, that's the guy I want. I like that. Performance really good, I'm just smiling here, like, oh my God, I was very tough guy now, He said, what happened to that? Why you did not block it? I said, because you're holding my hand. And we end up doing like this, and then you transfer your stick underneath to your left side, and then hit me. I cannot do it anymore in your left hand. And he said, once I hold your hand, do that grouping, group one, lifting and clearing. You lift and clear like that. I said, I have no grouping yet.
Right.
And he called up Chito Villas. Chito, he called up Eddie. Eddie, you did not teach Bobby grouping. And then Chito said, you're the one who told us don't teach him because he is very show off. And then Billy said, oh, did I? Then he go like this, oh, did I? And then that's the time. He said, come here. If I hold you here, lift and clear. And he thinks that because I really like to learn with it. And then that night, that group one, the next day he come, and every day, every morning he come to my bed underneath, only bed like plywood, always sitting and talk to me. And then after talking, we go to the practice area and teaching me the grouping system for a long time also, like that. And then he said, okay, teach someone now. I teach the people there, some people there, the old people there. And boy, most of them left because they don't want it. You don't want to be hit by a new one, you know, something like that. And then, boy, I said, how many people that live in the school?
Hmm.
So that is why. But after that, Billy said, he called everybody. He said, I don't mind if I only have one student, but good quality.
Mhm.
That makes me big, heart now. Then I keep teaching, and then my teaching is good. There's lots of new people coming, and they are now my students that are inside. And now all those old people are coming back, and then now I'm teaching them that they're already like a little behind. See, but Marapo is always up because he was a village student.
Hmm.
So that is my thing in a village clan. But we learn a lot. You have mistake if I strike like that shadow fighting. If I do that, they gonna cut your head off, man. Every time you get mistake, he will call you, come here, and then did this thing. How did you do that? Bump and hit you straight away
Mhm.
with say nothing, and then he will say, "That's what you get when you do some other thing." They don't let us practice of anything. It's just follow the Balintawak way,
Mhm.
which is the grouping system.
Hmm.
Grouping. So we stuck to that grouping system. Sometimes um, we make it sometimes like a fight, but really for me, it's not a fight.
Right.
You only training yourself, guiding you. Okay, there's a like a progression. What
Mhm.
about if I hold your hand? So
Mhm.
depthing and clearing. How about if somebody is doing it and butting you to the head? That
Mhm.
is lifting and clearing with head movement. That is moving your body now. And then group three is preparation for your body flexibility, training your shoulder. And I only showed three, one, two, three. I haven't seen that to anybody yet, or some of them that I have teach that controlled already.
Hmm.
Through the clipping and to the eye strike, eye poke
Okay.
from blood to the straight to the eye, and that is the variations of everything on that.
Nice.
And then after that progression, once you learn that, then the preparation for your speed and reflex.
Mhm.
Now that's the time I started hitting you a little bit to make you move quick. And now the grandmaster is the one who work with you how to make you move quick.
Hmm.
Right? Because sometimes there's I will make you to move quick.
Mhm.
And that's my job. If you do not make quick, then that's my problem. I'm no good.
Hmm.
So that I have challenge on that one, a lot of it. And then now, once we read that, then training with the group five, like using the punch now,
Mm.
punch, right? And punch, punch. Used to be using the knife,
Mhm.
but because of there's lots of accident, because sometimes we don't use really knife, dull knife, because that's not real. Even just practice, you see.
Mhm.
So they use that knife. Instead of knife, just throw the punch,
Hmm.
punch, block, grab. And there are lots and lots of variations on that once you get the basic. It's not just that, all right? So that everything the show, I like the way the show, like, it was, whatever you had, the sound, the dropping, the cutting of the stick, that's very important.
Mhm.
Then I put that method to my brain how to make it work. Learn how to catch and learn not to be catched. Like we play your grouping.
Mhm.
When you catch my hand, I don't want you to catch my hand. Bam, no. The other side. I just have to, that is my practice myself because I have no more instructor. So it makes me good because I always tell the students, strike quick. Even mine is slow, make it yours quick
Mhm.
so that I will become more faster. How can I become more faster now?
Yeah.
It's just because of my student.
Yeah.
It's just because I told him, hit me quick.
Mhm.
And that's my job. See, when I strike, you just do like this, right? When I strike you here, when I come back, I move you hit back also, just to practice myself, hit back also, just to practice me all the time. Not just bang, 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 bang. Like that. So
Nice.
that is why. And then they have this. Okay, they're talking about like fighting, like real fight. Okay, real fight. I hear that before. That was around 60 years ago, right?
Hmm.
I hear that there is a fight for this. I know Tinong Ibanez fight with the other guy. That's a knockout or Ansyong Bakon also. But I never seen it. Never seen one.
Hmm.
I have lots of fights. Fights could be like this. It will happen all the time because sometimes somebody will come at your school and try to look at, and then they think that they're really good, and they will try. Can we have a change ideas? That's about ideas. Can we have a friendly sparring?
Right.
That's very bad also because it will always end up with real fight.
Right.
Because we don't want my students to hit me because I have egos. Because at my school, I have to fight you back. It will end up real fight.
Right.
Here in America, it will work because very sportsmanship,
Hmm.
American sportsmanship. Back home is not.
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
I just want everybody to understand that. Now, fighting. Somebody said that I wrote in the book, like in, some book that we have 35. Maybe it messed up. Maybe my English before is no good while they interview me. Well, it's not even 35 fights. I have 500 fights.
Mhm.
Do you believe that? That's including my ex-wife. A lot. It could be real fight, because that's the most important. Fight, it always end up like that. Okay? One, fight. Believe me, they always said, believe me also. They said, "Hey, believe me. My first knockout from Balintawak is my own father,
Right.
Indangan system. Because Billasin always telling me, you have courage that works. How good you are in Balintawak, if you have no courage, you still lose.
Mm-hmm.
That I carry that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust anybody. Best friend, best enemy. That's what he told me. So I
Mm-hmm.
carry that. Only when it comes to fighting with sticks, something like that.
Mhm.
And when I go home, my father's practicing there with his friends, and he asked me, "Oh, my son is Balintawak already. Come here. Can I see you Balintawak?" No, 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 no. I have a friend with me, one of my students.
Mm.
Oh, no, no. I still coward until now. Boxing before, you don't want. Oh, I mean, practicing before, you don't want because you're scared. You still coward until now. Okay. One time only, pop, hit to the head straight away. Knockout.
Mm.
Oh, like
Mm.
I doubt about it. Why I did that?
Mhm.
Why I did that? I was very mad myself at that time.
Mhm.
We did not talk until I did go to New Zealand in 1979 in the boat. He come up because I did not tell them that I go anywhere.
Mm.
So now we have a good now. But he's dead already. So
Mm.
anyway, fighting in the street, it will always happen. I tell you this, right? I go to prison. I punch the captain of the police. I don't. I always remember what is my violation. Violation order 512, direct assault. You know what? One of friend of the Villasen's major, the warden on the order in the prison is the one who put me out. A friendly thing. So, but I was nearly go to long time on that, very so. So I have that, and somebody, because I don't want to tell anybody who did I fight before. I got lots of fights. Even Bobby Taboada fight somebody. The one he fights, I fought also. Knock out in front. Baby body. Okay. The thing here, it's too many fights. Mostly with me and Nick together, the gangs before like that. We'll always fight.
Right.
We work in both. I work in the pier, which is where all these people from no work came from prison. They work there because they cannot go to the city.
Right.
That's where I work. I was a gangwayman. I got lots of fight in that. But I do not tell anybody because there's no more witness.
Right.
I want to be witness. One fight that I have there with lots of people attacking me, but I did not because the one who witnessed me is already dead. Rolando Mata, his name, it we witness. So, but just keep, tournaments. We don't do any sparring in the school. Why? It's gonna be very bloody. That's why they keep us nice people there, But sometimes it happens all the time when somebody comes. If we don't know if you are different style, Back home we always, don't go to that.
Bobby, I think you're cutting out there. I
Okay.
think you are cutting out.
I will say they are not good, and then also them, they will say they are not good, but they don't fight. Grandmaster won't fight. They're very good friends. Kakoy Cañete and Bilis. I have a good friend. We're very good friend. Kakoy Cañete. Everyone, good friend, right? So fight, it happens right there. It happens. But I don't say when. But one day you're gonna try that one day. Sometimes it's scary. The one thing that
we've had a few people say hello to you, and I want to make sure you get these before the messages end up being hidden. So first of all, we have a hello from Reno.
Hey,
Reno.
Yeah.
Hey, Bugay to all. So walang naman. And of course, we always have defensive tactics, old school tales of FMA training. And then Paul is saying, great listening, GM Bobby's experience, authentic, real deal, humbling. And then we also have Joe. Joe, this is amazing. Thank you. Very good.
And then we have
Terrell had to take off. He had to go to work. Hetty from the Philippines says, Maganda umaga po, Pugay. Wala nga naman. Brian Corey says, move quick on that one. Heard that once or twice.
That's right. Move quick on that one.
Yes. And then, of course, Hetty, once again, Manila, Philippines. Yep. Because we met her at Ronnie's demo when they had us do the demo at Ronnie's.
Yep.
Last trip.
Right.
And then Alex Omaza has chimed in. So
the lovely and talented Alex Omaza.
That's when this the best part here is we're staying in that place for scrubbing the floor just to get my lessons for a long time, and I'm just like the son, one of the best son of Billy's brothers and sisters. Sometimes we have arguments, but that's nothing really to me now, And one time, this is the really happened my journey. They're making a book. They were there, the Jubilee Singh, Janet Chuten, Sambot was coming at the time, and everybody was there. They want to make a book for Balintawak. But I'm thinking about how can we do this thing? Nobody will produce it. Maybe some, but at that time, some is new. but they have a problem. Who is gonna produce? Me myself, I told him while I'm scrubbing the floor. I told him, "Sir, I will be the one who will promote this art worldwide."
Mhm.
I'm just joking. It's true. I am just joking.
Hmm.
And I can see their faces like dreaming, something like that, But it comes true, man. And that's the journey of my thing. How did I do this? The whole thing without education. That's the hard part. Without education, I don't know how to teach this. Step forward, backwards. I don't know how to speak English. How did I do this? I just have a talent how to guide people with just using my hand to counter, black and counter. I just using my hand while you're doing it. I just have a talent on that. And I give a credit to that guy who got me to New Zealand, really. And that's the hardest part in the airplane. What am I going to do there? I don't know how to speak English. How can I teach? 8 months, I did not teach.
Right.
I cannot teach. So we just show demonstration, but I did not teach because I don't know how to speak English.
No, this is perfect. I love that story coming up. But I want to ask the same question too of Master Rich too. You know how he got started. But no, Bobby, that was a lovely story. It was entrancing. Thank you. But Master Rich, so you're trained with Menong Ted. How did you get started? Surely you didn't get beaten up by Menong Ted.
Not that good.
No. He used control.
So he's very long enough practicing Balintawak with Ansiong for a long time. I wish I could train with him too, but no time. No, haven't met him yet before. So at first, when I go to Dan Inosanto School, this is 1991 something, and I asked Dan Inosanto to uh, ask for Ted Boot's phone number. So they give me. So I call him. At that time, I cannot speak properly, and then Ted is speaking English, Said, oh my God, just say hello, kumusta, hello, just like that. And then, okay, thank you very much. And I talk to you now. So I put on the telephone. Now somebody called that I was pretending that I'm Grandmaster, who is that guy? And then I said, I'm not pretending Grandmaster. People call me Grandmaster. I'm not the Grandmaster. It's just the stories come out like,
Yeah.
why I become Grandmaster? I have no student at that time yet, foreigners or anyone. How become Grandmaster? So we're talking about that Grandmaster also. Right, Grandmaster. Now I found out, oh my gosh, I'm a Grandmaster. Right? Even yourself, you have produced people, and then that people had produced also, that he produced is your, if you put it this way, family. He is your grandsons, and my students is my sons, and then I have a grandson's I'm a grandmaster, right? So that's what I call it myself, like that. But I like it too because name grandmaster is nice to hear, showing up again. But being a grandmaster, make it sure that you deliver, you promote the art worldwide with education. Without education, promote the art with your skills and your good example. That's all I can say. Friendship.
Yes.
That's the only thing that I do like this now.
That's how I got started, was friendship. We
And create people, how to make people, because who am I anyway? I have a big stomach before, have no hair, and this grandmaster giving seminars here in 600 people at Dieter Nutel, the first second thing. Then who am I? There must have a big stomach and no hair. And there's some people, different kinds of martial arts down there attending on that. So maybe they want to see me, oh, I'm going to try this guy. It will happen, but it won't, because me, I always go and shake hands. Even I don't take talk much, but I shake hands, everybody. And then demonstrate. That's it. Then teach. It is hard to promote the art, to make them impressed. I mean, there are lots of Hollywood type that I have, but very understandable, and I want to make it sure it's explosive. And that's the one the people like, the explosiveness, and make them understand. So that is
I cut out there for a minute, guys. I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Tim.
Yeah, something's going on with the system here. So,
that's why I say, I wish my grandmaster, they're still alive today, watching us promoting the art of what he teaches us. I wish I could do that, but only one that I can wish is telling them myself that I will always help everybody that needed, like the sons of my grandmasters. Chito Villas died, putting up all these things and everything. And then after that, 2 weeks after that, the brother died again. And then some other people died. Oh my God, man. They think that I'm rich. And they think I am giving some people for drugs or terrorists or something like that. Why I send this money all the time, So I have to try my best. And there's some people helping also, like Eugene and Pangi and Jim Marcasilla. They help. Told them to help. So what else do you want to know?
Well, Ty had a question for Rich, I think it was.
Yeah, just what. So you said you got started with friendship, just so we make sure we get around the table here.
Yeah. So in the Flint group, Master James Power. It's really hard to see, but he started first with Punong Ted after training with Rocky for a year, because Punong Ted sent him to him because he didn't have any open spots. And then next in was Ian Kershaw. So he got a spot in. Then Mike Power was able to get a spot in. We were all training up in Flint, and then I was able to join soon after that. And then once I started, it was always at least once a week. You had to take the occasional week off for vacation, but on average, it was between 48 and 50 weeks a year. I'd see him at least once or twice a week. We trained, or at least I trained 2 nights a week with our club in Flint. And then I'd also train with others at least one other night through the week to try to gain as much play time with everybody. Mm-hmm. So when I started, Punong Ted said, I know you've been training Modern East for a while. I'm going to teach you my way. And I said, no problem. So everything he asked me to do, I did it his way. Asked intelligent questions, got very intelligent responses, and with also usually a very nice demonstration on why. And then, we moved on, and I kept training for as much as I could.
Keep doing it.
Yeah. Did he push you hard, or did he push you in your head, or what was the ways where he was really trying to pull the best out of you, like, Jim Bobby was talking about?
So he would give me homework, and that homework would be sometimes, when you go play with this guy in Flint, do this, see what his response is. And then when you go play with this person, do this and see what their response is. And then they would go see him that week or the following week, and then they'd be like, hey, Rich was doing this. And they're like, well, what was your response? And if they didn't respond properly, he would go that over with them what they should have done. And so he was pushing me that way. For about 6 months, once a month, I would spend at least 15 to a half hour of my hour class going through Abecedario. This is after training with him for many years. And he's like, Rich, why do you keep reviewing this? I said, I'm watching you teach. And he went, oh, okay. So he goes, now you teach me. And then that changed. And so he only did what I told him to do. So I had to get down what I had to teach, how to teach, demonstrate it to him. So if I made a mistake in the demonstration, he made the mistake. So it was very good to get that piece. When Dan Anderson was coming in on one of his couple of visits, he'd done a class in the morning, was doing a seminar at Jay Spiro's. I was at the seminar. Jay goes, hey, Rich, work with Dan on Abecedario. I said, no problem. And all of a sudden he goes, that's it. Calls over Jay because I was guiding and moving around with the left hand from the teacher's side. Wasn't necessarily doing the preferred techniques for sparring or fighting, but the preferred teaching techniques to get the student in the right position to help guide them to learn easier. And so those were the ways that he pushed me, was, allowing me to work with him and others. When I went to him and asked him, I said, hey, there's a group in Penn who wants me to teach Balintawak seminar. He said, okay, what do you want to teach them? I said, I'm going to teach them these 3 things. We're going to go over it for about 4 hours, and I'll work with all of them individually, but I'll teach it as a group. And he's like, great plan. Tell me how it works out. Then I get a call from Rocky. It's like, hey, Rich, you can't publish this. TED doesn't allow people to teach seminars. I went, Rocky, I said, I don't know the situation between you, but I asked, and he said yes.
There you go.
There you go. So, and the first thing he did when I got back is, how'd the seminar go? And what'd you teach them? And what were their responses? So it was a very positive pushing relationship. One of the other students had been training for a very long time, probably 4 or 5 years longer than I had. Showed up early for his class. We come down and he goes, just move. Ed says, he says, when he gets down here, he says, just move. I'll make you look good. And I'm thinking, okay. So as we're moving around, and I went, oh, late. Oh, man, that sucks. Oh, man. And the guy just starts laughing, and he goes, you look great from this end. He goes, you're calling yourself out in front of me? He goes,
there you go.
I go, to my class, I want to learn. Said, I'm not worried about looking good for you. I want to make sure I look good for myself and do it better. And he was like, very good. And so then we went back and reviewed some of those that I was obviously late on at full speed. And we practiced them. And then I went home and did more homework with him.
So when he was, when you as you got up through him, you went through, we talked a little bit already. Jim Bobby talked about the grouping system and how he got started on that. Can you describe a little about how you get started and what would be normally called the ungroup method, just because, by comparison, anything you want to draw attention to?
Well, yeah, he used the terms of Abecedario, Seguidas, Carretas, Lances, and Quintada. So Abecedario is the basics, right? ABCs.
Right.
So this is where you learned 1 through 12, learning the counter strike, your body positioning, your weight, and so forth. Seguidas was out of order, and he taught it in 2 steps. So at first, he would skip, but always going up between 1 through 12.
Okay.
Okay. So therefore, you never had to go backwards. Then once you got that down, then it became more random.
Okay.
Okay. So then you could go 2, 6, 1, 3, 9, 4, and so forth.
Mhm.
Then they would teach you a single, as he would call it. And the single technique could have been high chair, could have been takas, could have been sabli.
Okay.
So he broke it down to just a single technique. Then he would say, okay, now I want you to put that into the mixing bowl. And he would go back to Sagitas because that's your mixing bowl.
Okay.
So after a while, I said, particularly after working with him, with learning the teaching, I said, isn't that like baby Karatas? Because you're really not in full Karatas yet. You're in that transition period. You're learning to walk and stumble and crawl before you can fully walk. And he goes, exactly. He goes, I like that term. I said, okay. I said, do you mind if I use that? He's like, no, because you're using it as a definition in between those two stages. And he says it really does help. Lances was just a part of the Karatas, the mixing bowl, because that's just your baiting. So like if I go ahead and swing high, you block, I check, go for your knee. So I'm getting you to go low so I can come back high, right? Okay. So that's one move ahead. Quintada is I'm going to move 3, 4, 5 moves ahead, trying to get you to where I can get to my particular lock, my particular strike that I'm looking for. So I'm going to walk you through a sequence. All of that's still within the Karatas mindset of the mixing. It's just different philosophies or different levels of understanding within that period.
So would you say that the non-group method there that you're talking about, I guess, would be, it gives you a problem to solve and keeps on giving you different problems to solve, and then maybe eventually, if you guys start having a conversation, right, that's then a whole nother stage.
Correct. And so where you're preferred in the Sagitas, when you move further through your Karatas techniques, those become your backups. Then after a while, you don't use those basics. You're using other techniques, other timing, other positions where you didn't take a full step, you just leaned and moved. And so doing those, because your timing was better, circles were tighter, your positionings were tighter, that gave you more openings for reactions and responses to your opponent. So that allowed you to improve. So sometimes you'd go back and say, why did we learn those early techniques? Why didn't we just learn the more advanced techniques? And you go, but by learning those early techniques, they fit your timing and they taught you basic fundamentals such as your body leans, your weight positioning and shifting in a very open mindset where your opponent was only moving one arm at a time, whereas later in Karatas, they're moving both just like you are. So it gives you a time to not be overwhelmed and to learn the basics and the concepts.
Cool. I guess we're progressing in time real fast. I want to make sure. No, that's perfect. Thank you, Rich. I should probably ask the same question of Datu Tim.
Yes, please.
All right. So how the heck did you get in there? And then, I'm just the outsider. So you can tell me, Datu Tim, how you got started with, I guess, Manong Ted as well.
Well, to be honest, so the first official exposure to Balintawak was Bobby Taboada.
There you go.
He did a remember the Big 3 seminar you did for Erwin Manong Bobby? It was like 91, 92.
Yeah. I
was there. So it was supposed to be it was a Big 4. So it was supposed to be Remy, Wally, George. Well, actually, it would be the Big 5 because it was never the Big 3 because it was always George and Kim Dillman together, which is now Kim Foreman. But it was supposed to be Remy, Wally, the Dillmans, and Bobby. The Dillmans had mechanical problems, so Mark Klein filled in, which at the time was the best DKI seminar I have ever attended. So, and then what happened was Bobby did a demo there. Or Bobby taught, and then he did a demo. Now, Bobby taught, did a great show. Then he did the demo.
You mean Bobby was showing off?
Bobby was showing off. And this is why I'm still pissed off at Bobby, although I love him. Tim, Remy goes, Tim, he goes, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And Tim, you will do the forms and you will do this and that and the other thing. Okay. And so Bobby comes out, does his thing. Remy looks at me and says, "Fuck the forms." So he proceeds to go into overdrive.
Of course.
You know. And then he goes to grab one guy. He goes, I will use you. And this kid couldn't do anything. I already knew it was coming. So I started walking towards Remy out of the blue. And all of a sudden, Remy goes, "Team," and I'm like, right. Oh, and then he proceeds to whoop up on me for the next 5 minutes. And I had to count all my fingers because I thought he ripped them off. Popped me in the head, threw me down, boom. So my introduction to Balintawak was Remy beating the crap out of me because Bobby did a phenomenal demo.
Perfect. Okay. I wonder if G and
Bobby
Bobby.
and I think I didn't have a camera with me. I didn't get a photo, but we met. I said hello. Then fast forward, Remy and other things were happening, but ultimately Remy was the one that officially opened that door. And so Remy Remy said, "If you want to learn real stick fighting, work with Ted Bua." And I'm like, I thought this was real stick fighting, at least the way I felt it. And I was fighting other groups, so I was doing well with that, But the thing here was I wanted to get involved with Balintawak because I knew it was the last art Remy trained before forming modern. So for me, this is about looking at my roots, which is why I do Kun Tao and Sikran and other arts, because Remy told me this is part of what Remy did. So Manung Ted took me in. I said, well, initially I'm looking for more of the Balintawak concepts because I'm looking at the roots. He goes, "I cannot teach you concepts. I can teach you the art." I'm like, well, it's all good. And it was a little different because I was Datu Tim when I started with Bobby. So, with Manung Ted. I wasn't new or newer. So I had 15 years of Filipino martial arts experience coming through the door. And it was more mentally than physically challenging. The hard part physically was it was a different body accent. And I see in each branch of Balintawak, because Bobby has one way of moving, and then and Bobby's opened the door for us so many times. For those who are watching, and let me pull this in because you don't have the ability to do this. So Bamba says,
"Oh, wow.
Hello, GM Bobby. You did very well in 2004 at the FMA Festival in Dortmund. I'm glad you have had the 8th festival in 2016. Watching from IMA Philippines." And then Alex Quintada equals FMHS. Exactly.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
And then Alex Amaza. Mark Klein was my first instructor. Yep. Mark, interesting cat. So, but Bobby did a really great service for us on our last trip, which I think was 2009. Not only did he look out after us, but he also gave us opportunities to train with Nick Elazar and Drago Marenga. Now, Marenga was not Drago, but his father was one of Remy's teachers. And the nice thing about this, watching Bobby, watching Drago, watching Reno, who's come out to our events, watching GM Nick, they all have their own fingerprints on what we do. They all move. You can see the similarity. You can see the core, the roots. But the thing here is, you can recognize Balintawak with a little different body accent, which is really cool. And, for me, that was the hard part, was getting that mechanic down. And, and like I said, I started teaching it right away. Well, I was the long distance student. I was the only. Here's where it's going to get political. I was the only active long distance student. I don't consider seeing someone twice being a student. Manam Bobby, if someone came to you for 2 visits, would you consider them one of your guys?
Not yet.
No. So like in 6 months, they see you twice and then you never see them again. Years go by. They're not with you, right?
No.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm not going to mention the guy's name.
We're
but
just friends.
friends, exactly. And they may have picked up a couple things, but to have that student-teacher relationship, you need more. And to be considered an active player in an art, you need more than than 6 to 8 hours of training. So, where was I going with this? So, but, we got involved. We went around and, okay, hello from Wolfpack. Thank you, Marshall. And what happened was I would go out on seminars, and a lot of Remy's moves came from Balintawak. So I would do the modern move, and then I would say how you would do it in Balintawak. I wasn't teaching a Balintawak seminar. And then George Ellis, hello, George. So eventually what would happen is I'd go away and I'd have to rearrange my schedule because I was going out. I would go once a month for 4 hours, so I would average the same hours that everyone else. And that was a 9-hour round trip for me. And I used to go visit somebody halfway through, but he kept me out way too late. And I decided to go out and back in one day. So I'd get up in the morning, drive through Canada, 4.5 hour trip, train 4 hours with Punong Ted, and come back. And that gave me my Zen time to think of what was going on. But real quickly, I was teaching the material as it relates, like this is how we do it. And then eventually what Ted would say, so you were where? Sweden. Did they like it? Like what? Well, Balintawak. I wasn't teaching Balintawak. Tim? Okay, they love the Balintawak. He never told me not to do it, Then he told me stories about bowling with grenades, but I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Well, before maybe we shouldn't get into that. But I do have a question for you. Maybe G and Bobby or anybody else who knows. I've always always curious about how and who. It's a 2-part question. How and who created the grouping methods, and then let me follow up after you answer that real fast.
Yeah, the one who made that grouping system is Attorney Villasen.
That's what I thought.
They
might be
very good.
relative to this guy.
Yeah, Bear's father.
Yeah. That's right. I talked to him. Okay, that's exactly what he said. I just like to hear.
Bear Villasen, he practiced with us.
Yep.
Not much there because there's no drinking down there. It's only here.
There you go.
So anyway, Bear is a very good friend of mine for a long time. He is. I know Bear very well.
Yep.
I know how bad is he. So, anyway, the grouping system. Attorney Villasen.
Okay.
Where we get the whole that he teaches because he always there every night in our school. Because again, that's where the barcadas, And really one day before, when we are drinking, Villasen is arriving, we go at the back because we're scared that he's going to be upset because we're drinking. I'm the one who made that drink inside.
Okay.
Tossing money. Half of this is for the Tanduay rum and coke, and half of it, if Ansyong is there, that half is for Ansyong. Right? So we go at the back, and then Villasen come up. I saw those people here. Where are they? Oh, they're at the back. And then he goes at the back. He said, oh, you're here. You're drinking here. Oh, my God. Villasen is here. So, give me one. Oh, you drink also.
So wait. Now you're making it sound like the grouping method is a drinking game.
Drinking is part of our medicine.
There you go. Right.
Isn't that what the lifting and clearing is? Drinking game?
There you go.
Lift and then clear.
So yeah, Villasen and Billis is the one who made that thing because there's too much accident.
Excellent.
And then you know what, guys, you're all there. How lucky you are with training with Ted Board, Remy Princess.
Yes.
I never had them before. I wish I could have. don't worry about the grouping system because you already had that.
Right. Well, that was my
Everything,
part.
everything is there, except they just made up to make it more understandable. Because before,
Yeah.
they just do like this. When you go to the basic or Sigidas or Abecedario, then in up to how do you block if I strike you this way? And I'm going here, then I'm doing this one. I subbreak here,
Right.
like that.
Right. Well, actually, that gets into my second question, which was
it's always going to fight.
right.
Hey, how do you do this? This way. Again, friendly but all Balintawak, right?
Right.
And then everybody is all there, all right? Everything came from Ansyong Bakon.
Yes.
Right? I don't know the Sabidra before,
Right.
which is they all were there training,
Right.
the original. Now they make something there, but Ansyong put into the Balintawak Strait.
Right.
All right? That's why they call Balintawak.
Right.
They don't call before, what are you training? Oh, we're training Balintawak Street. It's not the style.
Right.
It's the street.
Right.
Balintawak Street.
It's the Self-Defense Club on Balintawak Street.
Yeah.
That's right.
That is it.
Good
That
job,
is
Brian.
That is why I search myself. Like, there is a meaning of Balintawak. What is really Balintawak?
Mhm.
When I search it in the history, in the school, they said there's a Balintawak there, the history, like the eagle's nest or the cry for freedom,
Right.
right? The heroes for the cry for freedom. So I carry that, right? The Quintada, people, believe me, is not turning down everybody. Quintada is already there before,
Mhm.
but we don't get it. They did not teach us much.
Hmm.
The one who teaches us much is the father of Rodrigo Maranga.
Right. Mateo.
Yeah, that's a Quintada, right? I remember that all the time. Quintada, Quintada. When I get to America, now I understand what is Quintada. I never know what is Quintada before.
Okay.
Right? So when Rick give me making us we make a logo, and what is we put in here? I said put Quintada. So Rick Mitchell and I is the one who's doing that Quintada, but I made it into CUE.
Like Spanish.
Otherwise, I don't want to steal Maranga because that is really his. But I never trained with Maranga.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Remy did. Yeah.
So I did it myself. What is the Quintada? Oh,
Okay.
when I talk with Hickson Gracie, what's Hickson Gracie? We talk about it.
Really?
Quintada. Okay, what is it? Mine is like a chess game. Okay, yeah. Okay, chess game. Think to the next move. Think ahead.
Mhm.
Like that. And that is Quintada. Right? So that is why I come up. But to show, and that's the different story.
Mhm.
To show in actual thing, how to do the Quintada thing, Like when you strike me,
Mhm.
I block it. When I block it, what I'm going to think? I think with his left hand, 2 feet, that's three of them that I'm going to watch, or knees, something like that. If you strike the other side, what I'm going to watch here? If I go near, when I block, what I'm going to watch now, like that. Because the technique is different when you hit somebody. The techniques, that is different drills. It's not stopping that anymore. It's different drills. I put in my curriculum different separate ways for striking the power strike and how to apply the power strike. Power and deflect together. Like that. You have to hit hands, and when you come back, you hit more 3 times. One, end of the stick, in the stick, and in the stick. Head, body, but mainly heads, really. But hands first. I go punt when it comes to short distance, because I can take that strike with Gillis, which is I am a dummy in that school. And my punching bag,
Right.
every demonstration, that is the last demo that we have. The last is the dummy boy. I can take that, but when I learn that the punch, oh my God, that is, I'm thinking about Billy's when he punched me right here, he punched me, I cannot take it. It's too powerful.
Nice.
Mostly when you punch with like Muay Thai, dig in that kick like that, that's the hard one. So the grouping system, will I have that? Now, could that be a fight? No. That is not a fight.
Right.
The one will work on fighting is the counter of that grouping system.
Nice.
That is what, when you have grouping now, we learn now how to counter that grouping system. Everybody can counter that. That's what I said. There's no ending. Counter never ends.
Right.
Right. When I give you techniques, practice it, rehearse it. The when you learn it, like muscle memory, then think how to counter it. And that counter is not mine, it's yours already. Maybe that counter of yours, I'm going to use it. I'm going to steal it and teach it to England or wherever I go. Oh, this is Tye Botting's techniques. Who the hell is Tye Botting? Oh, you can find him. You will meet them one day. Now you come one day.
That's why you have me
I
teach
have
you.
your
You know my
techniques. I
techniques.
have your techniques, Tye Botting. That's the way how I got met.
Right.
But if not with my surrounding of my instructors and the students, I will not be here.
No, that's right.
What kept me doing. I was just very lucky. I have those people that I have, that looking after me.
Well, I think actually you're passing that on, because one of the things I can remember along those same lines is I remember I was talking to you about some stuff that Master Reno showed me, and we went off to the side and played and said, who is this technique, and we figured it out, and you showed me some things, and that to me is the same kind of paying it forward and same kind of exploration. So I really enjoyed the heck out of that. But one of the things you were talking about, you talked about the goodness of, that they have it already with the ungroup method, and that the grouping method is also good, especially for the counter side. I was going to ask the other two guys, those guys, the same question, right? So what are the good points do you think about the ungroup method, and what are the good points that you think about the group method? Because I think, we're all friends and family here. I think we all know that there's good points across the board and good things to share, but I was wondering what your viewpoints were. You want to start first, Rich, real quick?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Good points about grouping, and then also any good points you want to tap into for the ungroup, which Jim Bobby just covered both of those as well.
So the ungrouping I like because I learned there, but I recognize the grouping methodology reaches more people at a quicker process. So trying to reach a larger group of people in a quicker, easier format, it leads to that. So I have wrote that into the Wikipedia, and that's one of the few lines that's actually stayed there after a few years. I appreciate it. One of the things I like about the ungroup, though, is that people don't fall into just doing certain levels of drills. But the grouping isn't just drills, but people have a tendency of just doing their favorites. And so that's where you need to break them out of those habits and get them into moving differently, to try new things.
Explore,
exactly.
Hey, Alex. Oh, wait, I haven't lifted. Never mind. There you go.
Okay, mine.
Tim, you got to say things?
So before I say this, let me tell you, I'm doing both now.
Yep.
Okay, so I started it with Monong Ted ungroup, which I think most of us know this is the way that Anshan taught. This was not. And here's the thing about the groupings, and this goes with things that Remy and other masters and their students.
Right.
Anshan didn't create the groupings, and he shouldn't get the credit for that. That was Jose Villason. We want to make sure that when someone makes a contribution to an art, that they get the proper credit for it.
They should.
Now I
just
look
like
at
any content that Bobby has added, Bobby should get the credit for it. That's
so correct. When I look at the grouping versus the non-grouping, I love both. I think they both have a lot of good to bring to the table. The thing that the ungrouped offers is, because it's more scenario based, there's a lot more things with timing, strategy. It's the grouping methodologies work a lot of explosiveness and speed. Both can't do both. You need to be able to switch gears. We'll have this is what we commented about the camp. At Bobby's camp, everybody looked within reason being the same. Punong Bobby would go up with somebody, you do the groupings. He'd grab two people and have them come up, one a student and a teacher. Then he would grab instructors from completely different schools. They still look the same.
Yep.
Okay, you're driving, you're passenger. Okay, still looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that part, the grouping methodology for getting it out there is probably the quickest methodology.
Yeah.
But on the other side of things, I also like the time that I did with Monk Ted because, one, it got to see my roots. So it's where I started. So, of course, I'm going to always favor where I start. That's
right.
It's it. I'm always a Buffalo Bill fan no matter where I go in the world.
No. I'm not a Lions fan. So.
That's okay. but the thing here is, the nice thing, the pros of ungrouped is that you work timing and strategy.
Yeah.
Where there's not as much emphasis that as the grouping. What's the pros of grouping? You can teach a whole bunch of people, okay, and you can get the word out quicker, and and you want to work speed and explosiveness. Boom, the grouping methodology the way it is. Like I said, I love, we talked about that at camp. We had 80 people working out.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all doing the same. You could tell where they came from. It wasn't a mishmash, And let me see. I love the groupings to our practice. Yep. Thank you, George. So, and the groupings that I do are the ones that Punong Bobby's teaching. So, we have the original groupings, and they go down, and everyone's going to put their twist on it. I always pay my homage to Punong Bobby because he's been a mentor to me ever since Remy died. Matter of fact, when I made the announcement that Remy died, the first person to reach out to me, Bobby Taboada. Said, if you need something, I'm there. And then later he told me the story that Remy was the one that bought him his engagement ring. So,
yes.
Right.
But I think
it's family.
I think all sides need to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the ungrouped people. Okay, if you watch a video of grouping or ungrouped, it's not a good representation of the entire family, which is why the entire family needs to get out there together. And this is just like modern Anise. We need to work together to move forward. Okay, let me see here. What we got here? Mr. Alex. That was an oversimplification of groupings. I think it's close enough for those who don't know what they're talking about. Because at the end of the day, people who are tuning into this that have no clue what we're talking about, they're not going to know what we're talking about. Let me see here. Would you say the non-group system is a way to build muscle memory in response, Bill? There's more. I would say there's more opportunity for exploration in the ungrouped methodology. Because here's what would happen. So I'll tell you why I probably got some of the lessons I got. Because Rich did something to the Flint group. And then I'd walk in and Punong 10 would say, well, this is the problem that Rob had, or this is the problem that Jeff had, or this is the problem that Mike had, or this is the problem that fill in the blanks, and this is the problem that someone had. Now, when I would go away, I made sure I came back. He goes, well, do you have any questions? I go, yeah. I was somewhere, this came up, and this is what I did. What would be the Balintawak answer? Because I didn't have a problem. I mean, I came into the system as a master level instructor of Filipino martial arts. So I would show Ted what the person did to me. I showed him how I would respond to it and say, could you show me the Balintawak response? Because if I'm learning Balintawak, I'd like to see how you guys would do it or how we would do it versus how my modern kicked in or whatever, fill in the blank. So, but I know that Rich was responsible for a lot of my classes because somebody would have a problem in the club. But I think, like I said, for the viewers, once again, I'm going for the masses. People are going to watch this that have no Balintawak background. I've seen a whole bunch of names here that do not do Balintawak. And like I said, I think there's versatility in both. But, when you do the groupings are an easy way to get, it is, goes back. I think it is the best methodology to get the word out as far in a quick mass consumption.
While maintaining good standards.
Yeah. A consistent standard, there's a consistent standard. If you have the time and you can do one-on-ones, well, obviously one-on-one training is better than group training when it comes to details, but sometimes the energy is not there, and that's why I prefer group classes because you get the whole charge. I mean, when we're at Bobby's camp, a room full of people banging sticks and smelling the scent of rattan burning in the air. That's right. Awesome. But there's times, when I want to work on the details, I think the ungroup methodology are really more geared for. There's more opportunities to try to work on strategy and timing because if you're doing the groupings, you can change midstream. I do that all the time. I'll do an insert from one grouping into the other. I'll put the butting entry into grouping 4, which is the abanico. For those who don't know the names of them, or lifting and clearing, I'll put the butting in. And actually, I did the cane release that could work off of both the soya position or the grab. Let me see here. Mr. Harris says, GM Bobby has done an amazing job as ambassador of Balintawak. Let me tell you about this one. This is a good one. Recently, it's been said that I'm trying to erase Punong Ted's memory. And like anyone who knows, when I talk about Balintawak, I talk about Ted first, unless I'm hanging with Bobby.
Right.
Or, hey, I was just with Punong Bobby, and he's a great guy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. And this is a reason why Ising Atilio probably got the spot with Inisano. Okay. Dave Hatch was told by Inisano to seek out Ted Buat to do Balintawak. When Ted Buat showed up to an Inisano seminar, the seminar shut down because Ted Buat walked in the room. Mm-hmm. But Ted did not. And okay, he's my favorite. So, and Punong Ted knows my relationship. He knows he knows my family. So I love my family. And in my opinion, for the original system, the leading expert would be Ted Buat. If you're going to use the grouping methodology, I would say go to Bobby Taboada. Okay, they're two branches from the same tree. Ted had the opportunity to be the man. Councils have reached out to him in the past and said, hey, we'd love to have you on this board. And his response was, I just want to do my own thing. I'm working for, he was an engineer where?
Cannot Gauge.
Okay, so he's an engineer. And then when he retired, he just had a handful of students, maybe 40 students stateside total over the years-ish. He didn't want to be the guy. Balintawak needed an ambassador. And when the internet first came out, people like Rich, Paul Benjamin, which I will not use his real name at the moment, and myself, when it came to Martial Talk and FMATalk, we were spokesman for the internet, and when it first came out, for promoting Balintawak, because social media. But when it came to a physical representative of the art, Bobby Taboada stepped up and became that ambassador that Balintawak needed. Now, Punong Ted could have been that, but chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
So when I talk about Bobby and inclusion, he's on the damn cover. I didn't put him on the cover, by the way. They wanted someone guapo. I don't know why they picked him. They should have picked me, but whatever. but Empty Minds put him on the cover. Okay. I had the ability to edit some things out by saying, don't put this in, don't put that in. But I didn't. There was words because the narrator said
mistakes and wrong.
bamboo instead of rattan, which would have been a kiss of death.
Right.
But the thing here is we hardly touched that. The person who, when he was washing the bathrooms, that I will spread the art around the world, who would have known that Bobby Taboada could see the future?
That's right.
He became the ambassador that the art needed.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't take away from anyone else that did stuff. That doesn't take away from Punong Ted. It doesn't take away from, Maranga, Moncall. It doesn't take away from Nick Elazar. It doesn't take away from any of the people who I haven't even mentioned, on top of which, because there's just too many names. Ver Villiason, Jose Villiason, Bobby Tabamina, and the list, the Velezes, the list goes on. But the thing here is when this was brought up about me saying this, I'm going to say it, that was bullshit. I've been a big fan and promoted Ted, but the thing here is, at the same token, as much as I promote what I'm doing with Ted and teaching, you have to give credit where credit is due. And I don't think anyone on the open market has done anywhere near, had the impact or put the effort in that Bobby Taboada has to promote the art of Anshan Bakan's Balintawak Eskrima.
Yeah.
So there's my tirade.
There
You have a little, I have a little bitch session before the show. This was at the tail end of the show. Now I'm gonna do something real quick. So Bobby has done an amazing job. I think we've seen that one. Yes, as an ambassador. Yep. That's what sparked me. Thank you, George, for getting me to get on my soapbox. Bobby, would you suggest for beginners to get their techniques faster? What would you suggest to get them faster? And then he goes, I remember those days. So, Bobby, what is your advice to get someone to be faster? Quickly, because we are actually coming up on the 2-hour marker of our show.
Train. Just train. If you have time to train, train. It's just the problem that, if you're far away, how can you train,
There you go.
Right. And then that's the problem there.
I'm going to weigh in here on Eagle. At the end of the day, if you pull repetitions, everything works. Dr. If.
Yep.
Dr.
Well, and actually,
some people from Australia, they came here every 2 years.
Okay.
They always come here every 2 years, and then the next year I'll be there. Then the other year they come here, like that. But still, I still correct them by the basic.
Yep.
Within 29 years, still doing their basic. But anyway, the grouping system, ungrouping system. Just like you're learning how to open that faucet to make the water out, teaching you how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Something like this is the easiest way. I'm only training, teaching him, but that is not a fight. When I fight, I don't use any more grouping system. I use the grouping system because that's what I learned. Before, we just have to demonstrate after we have that basic, then we go.
Mm-hmm.
After the ABCDU, then we go. Come on. How do you block this way? Oh, this way. How about this way? And then that's how we learn a lot. And then without that grouping system, we don't know how to lift quick. Mm-hmm. That is why we play one by one progression.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple before, but now I put some more in it to make it work and make people understand how to get into that. Now, for example, they is saying that tournaments. Why are we doing tournaments? And in tournament, we try to get a point, and then we're still scared to back up because somebody's hitting back up. We've been training millions of times how to block side to side, mostly every day. Why do you still scared to get in?
That's right.
That's why Bilya said always said, courage to get in. Don't worry about that bit. Even how good you are, if you have no courage, you still lose. Like that. Now, the grouping system. Ungrouping, no grouping, it doesn't matter. Right? Just show what you got. Okay. We are all the same root. We are the same root, but we have all the instructors are different hands. Nobody can be like Ansyong Bakon, but we try.
Right.
Sometimes we told them, okay, you're little Ansyong. No, but we just try.
Right.
Try to be like me.
I have to shave my head.
You have to. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Ungrouping. That's what I told every time.
I agree.
Ungrouping, you have that already. Go out there, teach it, be a good example. That is it. Show what you got.
I used what Bobby said right there. At the end of the day, I use this in class all the time. I forgot who was the one that told me. Now I remembers. And the art is all the same, but the hands are different. And it was Bobby saying that reminded me to tell all my students this. So let me see. G and Bobby, do you expand on the groupings with ungroups to show where they fit in the group? With the ungroup to show. Okay.
So I know I've seen him, you a lot of the different inserts and different explorations and different variations. So I would say yes and no, but it's built into what he does.
See what? That grouping system, that is like number 3 of my system, like level 3. That is like what I have, like grade 3 in elementary school.
Okay.
You haven't been to the next level 4, which is the butting techniques, how to use the butt and scraping and things like that. And you know how to use the pushing and pulling, that is part ready. And then after that is the whole disarming techniques, but making sure that you know how to feed already, how to give the abecedario and everything like that. And then now the semi-advanced techniques.
All right. So, Ty, did you have any other? I mean, we're approaching that 2-hour marker. So, I was wondering, did you happen to have any other questions for the group?
We just got done with the last question.
For the groupings.
For the group of us, the group 4s.
So listen, I tell you what, if you're in Flint, reach out to Rich Parsons. If you're in Buffalo, Niagara area, I'm here. Charlotte, North Carolina, Bobby Taboada. If you go to Bobby's website, what's your website? What's the website again, Bobby?
gmbobbytaboada.com.
Okay, if you go there, you'll see a whole list of all of his people. And Rich, do you have a
Balintawak.org.
Balintawak.org. I've got DatuHartman.com or WMRNeast.com or WorldModernEast.com, a couple different ones. Listen, and here's the other thing too, is I gotta say, we've been very, very blessed. Every time Bobby's come to Buffalo, he has given us some great lessons on the rooftop in Cebu.
Right.
Things that I have not seen him do anywhere. And I'm assuming many of his students have gotten the same types of classes. Now, here's what I'm going to suggest. Okay, so let me say this presentation was very informative. Thank you all. Okay, so I'm going to give you advice to all the Balintawak people. I'm going to talk to you about someone who's lost their teacher. I've lost 3 of my teachers. I've lost Remy, Ernesto, Prasis, and Ted Bua. Now, there is not a pattern going on there. I'm not pumping people off before anyone says any of this. All right, and
who's going to be next?
Hey, watch it, you. Don't give me any lip. Well, you're my mentor. You're not my teacher, so you're okay. But now Lanata might have to worry about things because he's the grandmaster of my system if he's still watching here. So the thing here is this. I've spent, every time I saw Remy, I would learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we figured out that very few, if any, people have spent more time with Remy training than myself because of the years and stuff I've done that. And every time I saw something new, which makes me wonder how much I've missed. Every time I've had time with Punong Bobby, he's given us different, unique lessons based on what was going on at the moment. My recommendation to all of Bobby's instructors, all of the students, work together because you're family. Work together because none of you have it all. Work together and figure out what you need to share with each other, because the more you share with each other, the more you know, the more you can show this man, and the more he can share with you.
There you go.
At the end of the day, I would teach as many people as I could Remy's stuff, because if they knew what he was going to teach, they can get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask one question that was sent in by Terrell, but Bobby was on a train of thought. I didn't want to interrupt that. So this is the question. Let me go back if I can find it. Okay, here we go. I have my own opinions on things, so I'm not gonna. I can see the pros and cons. Here we go. Do you think using a belt system in Balintawak, a belting system, would help to become more successful commercially in America, since most Americans have no idea what levels are and understand what belts are because of karate? Now, I will talk about something in a moment, but do you think using a belt system would help promote Balintawak? So, Rich, what are your thoughts?
I'm using a level system.
Well,
I guess that's the answer.
Both of you are doing levels,
Right.
and I do the same thing because I also don't do Balintawak as my core program. It enhances my core program because last art Remy trained before forming modern. Okay, I am an ambassador of Balintawak because of what I do, but I am not a specialist in Balintawak because it is not my primary focus. And if it was my primary focus, I would do things differently. But I know you both do levels. Okay, so I'm going to take that as 2 votes for no to belts. Would that be accurate there?
For me, yes.
Right.
I would not condone anybody or condemn anybody, excuse me, if they chose to do it in their own lineage. Yes.
Okay. So personally,
What about sashes?
Or what about chapeaus?
Only if I can sashay with you.
Different color hats. Would you do hats?
There you go.
Well, we do a wristband for a summer uniform.
Only if they're big enough to fit.
So I'm gonna talk about the business model. I don't think, does anyone have a full-time Balintawak school that's self-sufficient? I mean, I know people go to Punong Bobby's home, Joe, to do private lessons with him, but is there a commercial school that teaches Balintawak as its primary art? I don't think any in the States. Do you know of any, Bobby?
Lots. Yeah, Alex Romosa, John.
No. Alex has a karate school. Who does it as a primary system?
John Soriano.
Is that a full-time school, or does he have a business during the day?
No, he works. He works
Okay.
also.
So I'm not saying who doesn't have a club. What I'm saying is who runs this as a business as their primary income. I mean, obviously this is your business, Punong Bobby. But I'm wondering, I mean, from a business point of view, as someone who runs a Filipino martial arts school as a full-time system, I use belts because people understand it. And I will say this. So I had a Jeet Kune Do guy here. So they do the same thing. They do levels and certification, all this other stuff. And it was a Tom Macaluso. He actually got a letter from Richard Bustillo. and he sent him a letter because he had an opportunity of working somewhere, and because they didn't have a belting system, he sent him a letter saying that you're the equivalent of a 5th degree black belt, and that's what the business had to see to the school system had to see to open up the doors to let the guy teach in the school. So I do see the business aspect of it. But, you know, once again, this isn't an art that's really done as a standalone business, if I'm not mistaken, besides obviously people like Mom and Bobby. I don't think you're going to see that.
Well, building is good for, karate and whatever they had for their schools. But I don't know. It's just, for me, it's just levels because it works to the world.
I get it. I get it. Oh no.
Yeah.
And I'm just going based on what Terrell asked.
I think if you like to have that built-in for your stuff of Filipino art, which is you have that already before, right? With Remis, you have built also, right?
Yeah, Remy did belts, and like for me, I already have them, so it's not a big deal. You know, Modern does belts, Combatan does belts, Kuntao, Sikaran, Doce Pares. Right, they are. As a matter of fact, I think I'm one of 3 in the country.
For me, it's just the labels. For me, just labels.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm sorry, I cannot answer you that.
No, that's okay. It's okay. As far as this goes, I'm going to disagree because if we talk about let's just talk about a separate topic. Does wearing belts take away from Filipino culture? Well, you could say maybe because it's a karate thing, But let's think about this. The whole uniform thing was Remy Praces becoming a pioneer, doing something, and a lot of people followed. And when he did the uniforms, now let's talk about Filipino culture. He did red pants, white shirt to pay homage to the farmers. Now, some people say the Katipunans, but who were they? They were the farmers. And he did white shirt, red pants because the red clay in the fields. And then Remy had the belt tied on the right. Why? Because they would use a rope to hold their pants up. And they would put the knot on the side because if you keep bending over and you get that knot jamming in your belly all the time, it gets old real fast. Just like a mechanic would wear his or her belt buckle on the side. So, and I'm not talking about this how it applies to Balintawak. I'm just talking in general. So Remy put it on the side to pay homage to the Filipino heritage. Red pants, white shirt, what the workers did, not on the side, just like that to keep the belts up. Now, I've gone a little more traditional. I mean, once again, I'm a full-time martial arts school, and it is Filipino martial arts is what we teach. But I don't necessarily think anything takes away from the culture. That's just
it won't bother me really.
Yeah.
Whatever you have there, I don't care really.
Yeah. So
mine is I just follow what I have.
Oh no, hey, listen, I get that. I mean, listen, and I'm not arguing that point. I'm just talking about in general.
Remy is really good. Remy, he is very good of promoting that. He's
okay.
Number one. For me, number one. He helped me a lot also.
Oh yeah.
He helped me. I did tell you that story before.
That's why you're married.
Not that. Aside from that, from the business side.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, why is it, Remy, why is it that when I give demonstration, mostly they got standing ovation, Hall of Fames everywhere. Why I have only 2-3 students?
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. And I can see there's lots of karate school. Why they have hundreds and hundreds of students down there?
Mm-hmm.
I have a wrong thing. Or no business side here. I'm just a teacher. So now I asked Remy, why is it Remy? He said, well, when you demonstrate, everybody come up to you, right? Oh yeah, shaking hands. He said, what did you give them? What do you tell them? I said, well, give them business card. That won't work. That's what he said. Then I'm thinking about, oh, there's some big flyers. That won't work. I said, what is the one will work? He said, you know, number one, you forgot your appointment book.
Ah,
Mm. And I said, what's gonna do with that? When they come up to you, you wanna learn? I want to learn, sir, really good, because at that time they like it. And then you write their name straight away. What is your name? All right, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, okay for you?
right.
Because if you don't have that, only that card, when they go home, they will look at it. Oh my gosh, I have no stick fighting. It takes me a long time to learn that. But oh my gosh, because I explained it power strike like lightning speed. Oh my gosh, how can I do that? It's gonna be hard if I get hit to the head, or that thing won't matter anymore. So that appointment book, first thing, and then you tell him what is your job, and then you know for the next one. All right. Then tomorrow, 7:30, okay. Then when they go home, they will always say, "Oh, he is very eager to come back because he was accepted by the grandmaster." Oh, I was accepted. I have to go back tomorrow. Then the next time, when they come, what is the next one? The payment. So, but you know already how many years you've been learning martial arts. Somebody will say, "Oh, I have this, black belt that, black belt this, lots of them." So you know already what he is. All right. And so how many years you've been training? Oh, this year's like that. And then ask the last one, what is your job? That's it. And then you can tell everything on that thing. So you will know. So before I charge $10 an hour.
Wow.
They don't come back.
Wow.
Why? Because that's cheap anyway. I just have to go back next time, like that.
Right.
So because I'm thinking before that $10, my thinking is always in the Philippines. How much $10 in the Philippines? That's too big. I said, oh my God, this is my worth. I have no education. Then why do I have to charge this doctor? I'm not a doctor. I'm only. That's what I think before.
Right. No, it's funny. So, yeah, people, if they don't feel like it costs enough to value, then they don't value it because they're not thinking correctly. So you got to charge the right thing. No, guys, this has been really good. I really, for one, on the outside, right, who dabbles with all of you and others as well, I really appreciate it. This has been a great conversation. Is there any last go backs or anything? Because we're over 2 hours now, so we probably should give people some break.
Before we launched the book from Australia. The other one
Yes.
was writing Dr. Garth Dicker.
Okay.
We will post a lots of testimonies from other people. I even have a testimony maybe, but I cannot find him anymore. My student with the uncle of Maria Schreiber,
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Dr. Herbert Schreiber, but I cannot find him anymore.
Okay.
So I try to.
We'll definitely have to have you when you're ready to release the book. You let us know. We'll have you back on the show for sure.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
A book tour.
Oh, but we'll do it. Yeah, book tour. That's a seminar tour. He's just bringing books.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much, Rich Parsons.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Tim and Ty, you've been really nice to me, man.
Among.
That's what I said before. It is really hard to find friends like you guys. That's all I can say.
Now you're gonna make me blush.
But likewise,
Also,
likewise.
like
You
all
make us
my
feel like family.
students and qualified instructors, not them, man. They're all helping me. I really like them, I mean,
Yep.
I hope I can produce more, and they will produce too, the same as what I do. That's what I promised for the Grandmaster. Promise. Promote this art worldwide. Then I did it.
And you're still doing it.
Still
Yes.
doing
So one thing also
Okay.
about the tournament, I did not promote this art with tournament and sparring.
Okay.
I promote this art with my skills and good example to the world. But if they want, like sparring, just ask me, like friendly. I mean, maybe big, just big, because I don't want to be asking that I ask for fight. I'm not dumb. I have no education, but I'm not dumb. America, you're threatening anybody? Oh my God. I don't ask anybody to
Hey,
fight.
you better watch that. Paulo may come down.
No, Polo is a good friend. He's
I
nice.
know. I know.
He's a nice guy.
He's,
He's just,
he's very misunderstood. He's got a kind heart.
nice. He's good. He's good. We get along.
Yeah.
Really good.
All right. Rich, you got anything for us?
Yeah, there'll probably be a
Go back to
local
Cebu. We go
seminar.
back to Cebu.
We need to.
Rich?
Okay, there'll probably be a local seminar that I'll be attending and supporting. The one the host, Ken Moore, there was a new owner of his building and they're shutting it down and remodeling and getting in new tenants. So we're going to do a benefit seminar for him to help find a new location. So Bill Barker and Howard Scrivens will be the hosts, and I will just be helping support them. So.
Okay. All right. Well, you two hold on. We're going to take you off screen. We're just going to do our wrap up, and then we'll do the post show thing. Unless you got to take off. Yes, Bobby. He's doing the finger. He's giving me the finger.
Are you putting this on things? And where can I watch this?
You can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
There's two channels. Look up Tim Hartman or Datu Tim Hartman because there's two of them.
One is vinegar.
Yeah. No. Okay. So remember, so first I was Datu Puti, and then you said nice things, and I turned into Datu Pula. All right. So,
so hang on, you guys.
You two hang on. We're gonna take you off, and then we'll be right back. So I'll take off there, and I'll take this off. So, hey, how about that for a show?
Yo, good stuff. I think it was a nice, a lot of good stories.
Yeah. My goodness, that's awesome. I gotta move this camera differently. So we're not gonna just do Balintawak series episode after episode. We'll be planning these. Since Reno is on here and watching, if Reno wants to come on board, love to have Reno on the show, along with others. May De Leon, here we go. What we got here?
The online Arnis Anyo competition.
Yeah, what is Shed? Something to do with Under All One Roof.
Yeah,
they were actually at the demo we did before.
Oh yeah.
Hey May, we got to talk about this.
December 20th. Yeah.
Great show. There we go. Good. Thank you, George. He's my sounding board. How was I? You shouldn't have eaten tonight. Oh, bastard. So I got to pull up the calendar real quick. I think we have a show on Monday. I think I know who it is, but I don't know if we'll have to try to get a hold of him this weekend. I'm pretty sure I want to say it's Carl Minkle one of these weekends. I got to reach out to Carl to see what it is. He was the Maryland guy. I'll double check. I've got nothing on the schedule right now, but that doesn't mean that's right. So Monday night we'll have a show.
Yep.
I don't know what the show will be, but we'll have it.
Okay.
George has got to keep me, you bastard.
Everybody's got to keep you honest.
Got to keep me honest. Everyone does. That's why I surround myself. Why do I have a board? And Sam's one of the board members. Ty's one of the board members. Chad and Craig Mason. Why do I have the board members? To call bullshit on me. So when I sit there and I go, hey guys, is it me or this guy's being a jerk to me? Most of the time, it's that guy. Once in a while, I've read something wrong. So, maybe 1 out of 1,000 times or so. Who knows? But,
more.
I want to thank the guys for popping up. Grandmaster Bobby Taboada, Google him. Balintawak.org, he said, or net? Google Master Rich Parsons. Hold on.
Right.
Oh, Rich is gone. I was just gonna go put Rich back in.
I thought we told him to hang.
I think there it is. What is it? Balintawak. What?
Balintawak.org.
Okay, Balintawak.org.
There we go. In and out. There you go. Boom.
You're gone. You're off the show. It's Rich's org. Too late. Datu, your demo with PG Tye at the World Camp was great.
You did a demo?
Because we showed
shortly. Yeah, that's right.
We showed how to do the release.
Yeah, it wasn't a demo, but yeah.
No, that wasn't a demo. But listen, Eagle.
Good, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay, we didn't get rid of the June and Paul clowns.
No, we didn't.
We didn't get rid of Jesse from FMA Pulse.
We all got along great. It was a lot of fun.
We're gonna have to do a show with them. I think
should.
we need to get them on the show. We also have to have Team Franco on the show. We have to have a whole bunch of people on the show.
We already had Paulo, so forget about that guy.
Yeah, the hell with Paulo. No. And actually what we're gonna do is we want Paulo. I want to do it. We can do a 10-person show, so that's gonna be chaotic. We did 4 and that was crazy. So we're gonna work on more of this. So listen, once again, check out on Etsy Vulpes training blades. Yes. Evidently my Da design is like tearing it up right now. And Chris, if you see me, we're thinking double Da, 30 inches, more or less. Scale it down. We'll talk about it. You may not want to do that. That's okay. And there's 10% off on domestic sales, free shipping and handling. Once again, our feature event is going to be the 65th anniversary camp, May 20th through 22nd.
Everybody come if you want to remember the art. The art is graduating.
If Grandmaster Bobby does his 74th birthday in the States, that's usually this time of the year, late October, early November.
Yep.
If not in the Philippines, we'll figure out where that is. And then we'll go from there. So please always like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and feel free to share this video wherever you go. And wait a minute. What? Okay, I got the Balintawak I got the Tappy Tappy seminar this Saturday, tomorrow.
Right.
And what do you have in December, buddy?
December 11th, we've got all day training outside in the lovely warm weather. Another fall FMA fling thing.
Yeah, because it's not winter yet officially.
It's not winter yet officially. Yes.
And I'll be there providing it doesn't snow miserably.
Yeah, we've already got a bunch of pulp folks committed to teach.
Actually, you'll probably see me hanging out in a t-shirt and shorts and flip-flops because, how cold can it be down there?
That's right.
All right.
It's the South.
Okay, you're the South. You got anything for us? Ty, you got any last word?
Nope, nothing else. Just everybody be cool, have fun, enjoy, relax, enjoy your friends, enjoy your martial arts friends. Good stuff.
All right. So, everyone, as always, please stay safe, stay sane. This is Dr. Tim and
PG Tye
saying see you real soon. And we are seeing you. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here it is.